Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to draft an armhole princess dart bustier. So here I have my basic bodice block. This is the front block and this is the back block. Okay, so all you're just going to do is to transfer your basic bodice block to another fresh pattern paper. This is my center front, this is the center back. Okay, so the first thing we want to do on the front block is to locate the midpoint of the armhole and connect it to the bust point. So with my curve ruler, I'll pick my curve ruler and connect the midpoint of the armhole to my bust point, like so. Okay, so after connecting to my bust point, I'll come down by, this is dependent on you, you can come down by 1 inch, you can come down by 1.5 from the midpoint of the armhole. Okay, so I'm coming down by 1 inch from that point, and then I'm going to blend this to the previous curve. Okay, and I will extend this point by 1 inch. So if invariably if you have come down by 1.5 inch, you are extending this line by 1.5. So I will be extending this point by 1 inch. So I will take my ruler and mark 1 inch from this point. Let me use my measuring tape. So this is my 1 inch from this point. So I'm going to locate that point and mark it to blend it to the bust point and to my previous curve. I'll just make sure I have a perfect curve at that point. Okay, so after doing this, after connecting that point, remember we have extended it by 1 inch. So we're going to blend this extension to the armhole. Alright, so after doing that, we'll come to the underbust. We are going to do our underbust contouring. The underbust I'm working with is 29 inch, and that divided by 4 will be 7 1/4. So from my center front, I'm going to measure 7 1/4. I'll measure everything that I have here on the underbust. Okay, so here I have 8 3/4 for the measurement. Okay, from this point, from side measurement to the center front, I have 8 3/4, but the measurement I need on the underbust is 7 1/4. So 8 3/4 minus 7 3/4. So 8 3/4 is 8.75 and 7 1/4 is 7.25. So 8.75 minus 7.25, that will give us 1.5. So we have excess of 1.5 on the underbust circumference. So I'm going to take the larger portion on this end and the smaller portion on this end. So my 1.5, I will take 1 inch from my basic dart line, 1 inch away on this end, and then I'll come here, I'll take 0.5 inch on this end. Okay, I'm going to blend this to the bust point and also this one also to the bust point using my curve ruler, placing it, making sure it's perfectly and slightly curved, not slanted. Okay, so I'll blend it like so. and also here I'll blend this one too to the bust point. Okay, after doing this, then I'll connect this point to the dark leg and also this one also to the dark leg. Okay, make sure you don't have any sharp edge at this point where we have connected our dart. You blend it, make sure there is no sharp edge there. Okay, so after doing this, we'll move ahead and separate the front block from the back block. But before doing that, I'll quickly finish up with the back bodice, because this one does not really have any stress whatsoever. It's just to connect the midpoint of the armhole for the back bodice to 1 inch below the chest line. Okay, so where the dart at the apex of the dart, you connect the midpoint of the armhole to that point. Okay, not to the chest line. All right, so I'm going to pick my curve ruler and connect the midpoint of the back armhole to the apex, like so. So that is all we're going to do here on the back bodice. So we move back to our front bodice and separate the pattern so we can close the side dart, the bust dart. So I'll go ahead and separate the block. So after separating the front block from the back block, here we're working on the front block. We're going to slit the dart line in order to close the bust dart. So slit this down to the bust point. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and close the bust darts. I'll hold that with my masking tape. So after closing the bust dart, we come to the side and blend the side measurements, because there will be little shifts on the side measurements, and then we cut out our pattern. I'll cut out the darts and also the measurements. So here we have our pattern. This is the back block, the back pattern. All right, and then this is the front pattern. So this is our princess dart bustier.